Hello, hello, God bless you, and welcome to another podcast. Thank you for joining us on this day. God bless you, and I appreciate you. On today, I'm not going to take too much of your time. Today, we're going to deal with some scriptures in the book of Jonah. Now, no, we're not going to talk about the whale today. No, we're not. We're not going to talk about these prolific sermons that come from the book of Jonah. Today, we're going to deal with what God has been talking to me about. What we're going to talk about today is the men on the ship. What we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the men on the ship because, well, let's just give you a brief recap. But we're going to go mainly in chapter 1. So in your study time, my suggestion is to study chapter 1 in the book of Jonah. Now, what happened is as you know, Jonah took off because he did not want to do what God had told him to do. He did not want to be a servant and a minister. He did not want to warn the people of Nineveh. So he ran. So what happened was when he got on the ship, he went to the ship and he went to sleep. When he went to sleep, now we get to the men on the ship. As everything got started, the men on the ship began to talk to their different gods. They were like, okay, you talk to your God and you talk to your God and you talk to your God and we'll find out exactly what's going on. And so they didn't know what was going on. So they go down to get Jonah. And then they ask Jonah, what's going on? What's happening? You down here asleep and we're perishing. Sounds familiar? So what happens is they cast lots. It falls on Jonah. They say, okay, they start asking him questions. Now, this is the thing about that, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't know, maybe in your study time from scholars out there, for so many years, from not studying the Word of God for myself, I was always given these big sermons where they just threw him overboard. If y'all can understand what I'm talking about, Jonah, when we talk about Jonah and the whale, they found out it was him. They threw him overboard. It didn't really matter. That's not what happened. They went to Jonah, and when Jonah told them what happened, they asked him, what must we do? Jonah said, throw me over the side, and you won't be in danger anymore. Just me, putting quick words. And what happened was they still tried to pull to dry land because they did not want to throw him over into the sea. They wanted to put him on dry land just to get him off the ship, but it was too strong. So they threw him over. Now, what I want to deal with is this here. Out of everyone that you know that is of a different religion, that is of a different faith and believes anything different than what you believe in. And I'm talking about, you could be a believer. You may have a Buddhist friend. You're a believer. You may have a Muslim friend. You're a believer. You may have a Wiccan friend. It really doesn't matter. So the reason I want to talk about the men on the ship, because this is what happened. When they found out, when they got to dry land, they made a sacrifice to God and made a vow. After everything stopped and they made it to land, they made a sacrifice and made a vow to God. Now, these are people that did not believe in God. Now, that can go to about 2 to 3 different ways if you wanted to, because you could be like, well, how is it that they didn't believe in God? Then when they saw, because they saw the power of God. If you're in a storm and God brings you out of that storm and it's not Buddha, guess what? What did they do? They did the right thing. They said, hey, you know what? We're going to give a sacrifice and we're going to make a vow to this God right here. Now, to say afterwards if they stayed faithful to God or, served him or anything, I don't know. Out of everyone that you're hanging around right now, you are that true. You are that true, my God. You are that true element that is in their life right now to say God is real. And that God that you're serving, it's not the truth. You're being led astray. Out of every God that these men served, their gods didn't answer until they went to Jonah, and then Jonah told them about the true God that made the land and the sea. And when they saw, wow, what'd they do? They got right, oh man, this is the truth right here. Our gods didn't do it, but your God did it. So you know what? I want your God to be my God. I want to talk about the men on the ship. See, the men on the ship represents a lot of what we're going through today. Can you understand what I'm saying? They represent what we're doing today because right now, because we are so inclusive on everything, we just allow every and anything into our lives. We cannot remain the same way. I cannot be a believer and I'm hanging around any and everybody and nobody changes. There's something wrong. There's something wrong when I'm hanging around a pimp for so many years and he's still pimping. Something's wrong. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, that's not my fault. I'm not supposed to be. That's on them. Now, you're right. Remember, I did say that. I said if they don't change, that's on them. But the one thing about it is you don't stick around and just boost them up and just keep on going. You have to say, hey, I have love for you, but I'm not going to be involved in all of this. We are so inclusive now. So inclusive. The men on the ship. See, the men on the ship is how we are today. We have all of these gods, and let's be real. Money, what we love, where our loyalty lies. All of these gods, and the one true God is here for us today. But you know what? I need to serve all of these gods to get to where I have to go. Come on, y'all. Talk to me. I have to serve all of these gods because all of those gods will do something for me because guess what? I don't think the one God will do it for me. Come on now. Are you with me? I don't think the one true God will do it, so I'm going to have to serve these other gods because these other gods are taking care of me. Do a study, like I said, of this, and it's the men on the ship. The men on the ship. Pay special attention to the men on the ship. Now, like I said, for my Bible scholars and my theologians, they knew, what every race was and things of like that, and that's not what Elder Kirk is here. That's not what God told me to break this down to exegete or anything like that. I am for a personal relationship. Now, before I leave, I just want to, thank God for everyone that joins me every week, for everyone. I know today was quick. Some days don't need to be on for 30, 40, 50 minutes. Some days, God just gives it to you. You get it, you get in, then you get out. That's the way you do it. So, on today, God bless you. Thank you for joining me. And remember, focus on the men on the ship. I know we know about the story of Jonah, but there's something about the men on the ship. God bless you.